Hello and welcome to another edition of the WeAce Spotlight, where we uncover stories behind the most inspiring leaders in business and technology, especially. So, today we are excited to feature Manish Bharti, a seasoned business leader with over 25 years of experience in enterprise software in SaaS, which spans across North America, Europe, and the Asia Pacific region. Manish has been instrumental in driving global expansion and establishing successfully operational strategies for the various organizations, etc., that he's worked with. So let's today look at diving into his journey, his leadership strategies, and the vision for the future of technology.
Thank you, Ashim. It's a pleasure to be here and it's a pleasure to be part of WeAce. I've been associated with this organization for, I think, close to three and a half years in different capacity. And so I'm happy to be here talking about my journey for past 2.5 decades in the enterprise software business. And yeah, thank you so much once again.
No, it's a real pleasure for me as well to have you here today. So Manish, with nearly almost 2.5 or 3 years, 2.5 decades of experience, so to say, in the SaaS industry, what was a turning point in your career that shaped your leadership style?
Yeah, good question. I think I cannot think of a single turning point. I think it just kept happening. Just to rewind a bit, I was a code techie when I started my career. So I used to literally code on IBM AS400 systems, and then moved to the then hot technology, which was Java and J2E. I was building enterprise systems for customers in the US. I moved to the US late 90s and then started working for companies like United Airlines for the engineering centers and all. I think if I need to reflect, the changes that has constantly happened in my career, early movement to the US and getting exposed to the customers, being in the front end, talking to the CIOs and CEOs very early in my life. I think that gave me a lot of confidence. That gave me the consulting experience, talking in front of a customer, not just sitting back in India with big firms and then just doing coding and not knowing what the end product is, who's going to be the end user of it and all. So I think that was a turning point, one of the most important turning points, which built confidence in me, which gave me a good exposure, good consulting exposure in the US, and a lot of confidence. I think that was one of the important turning points, which actually also shaped my career movement. From being a programmer to a team lead, I moved on the business side. I started helping sales from the pre-sales perspective very early in my life, which means I'm part of the customer discussion along with the sales. So, and then eventually, I graduated into the leadership role slowly, as it happens. So I think it's that US experience early on for almost a decade, in the US, that was phenomenal for my own experience, gaining confidence, working with large customers, Fortune 500 customers and all. And I think then I moved back to India. I started with once again a California firm who hired me as the India CEO. And I worked for them for almost 7-8 years, build the organization into a bigger organization in India. Then I decided, I think things have happened with me in time, with the changes, I've been lucky as well, I built a nice ecosystem around the world in terms of my colleagues, peers, seniors, mentors and all, I think everything fell together in place in time, I would say, and then after working for the US organization for the last 7 years, in 2014, I decided to move out and try something different. That's when I got into the so-called SaaS, SaaS thing, when everything from on-premise started moving to the cloud, the entire transformation journey of software deployment. So that's where I moved on to, and last 10 years have been even more phenomenal, I would say, in terms of changes in my career. The way I kind of scaled the ladder in terms of setting up businesses, especially with companies like UiPath. So UiPath was a very small organization, less than 25 people when I joined the company worldwide. 25 people, and in 5 years, we were. And when I started the company in India and Asia Pac, it was the first office of UiPath outside of Romania worldwide. And when I left, we had 53 offices worldwide in 5.5 years, and in the process, we became the fastest growing enterprise software company in the history. Eventually, when I left, we had a $48 billion IPO in NYSE. So it's like a journey that 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 came together in time, and I considered myself lucky as well because I was at the right time at the right moment, and with the right skills.
You mentioned, you
The core of any, especially if you talk about the business strategy in any market, the core of any business strategy is the customer. If you keep customer in the center, I think your business strategies start unfolding naturally. I think I was always a very customer focused guy, and that basically led me to decide on the innovation side as well, because it is the customer who decide your innovation journey. Whatever you do, whatever you build, it is for the end customers. So that's what you do in your products, when you innovate and all, and that becomes critical part of your, the overall business strategy. So I think if you keep customer in the center, everything starts unfolding itself naturally. What is the next product release? What feature it should have? What should be my business strategy and all, And other thing, because now last 12 years I've been a sales guy, in my life. I think businesses, the way you approach customer, there are several channels to approach a customer. If you are a product company or a consulting company, so either you go direct or you go through partners or you go through distributors. It all depends on how big is your pocket. You want to build a direct sales team or indirect sales team or go through a disty way and all. These things vary from market to market. I realize in America it is good to go, especially if you work for a SaaS company, a product company. It's good to have the right blend of direct and indirect. Like, you just cannot rely on your big partners to sell your products. You have to have direct team as well in order to work with the customers. Similarly, in markets like APJ, especially, I experienced, there's a major thrust on the partners. So the partnership sales team or the partnership team will, get into large partnerships, and through them they will reach out to the handful of customers, their end customers and all. So these are the small nuances. In India, I realized, the distribution channel is a big channel, especially for a SaaS company. You go either LinkedIn way or in Grab, also partly because of the risk of not getting the money received on time from the customers. So you just give it to your disty. They take care of your invoices and all those things, and then they later on. So I mean, these are other elements, around the business strategy, but fundamentally it is the customer. It is the customer and the leadership style. I think I consider myself as a servant leader, and I think I have been working with people, all across my life in different capacities, different levels and all. I believe if you work hand in hand with your critical team, especially the team that matters to you, that works everywhere.
You mentioned a very, very interesting thing of being a servant leader. Can you elaborate a little more on that?
So it's like, you work hand in hand with your key people. I don't believe in boss subordinate relationships. For example, if I need to be part of a customer discussion which my sales rep is doing, I would rather accompany my sales rep, at some point in time with the customer, go and talk to the customer. I wouldn't say that, no, you go ahead, do it, or talk to your senior guys, in the leadership team, then come to me and all. So I would get my hands dirty. I would understand their problem. I would try to help them close the deal. If there isn't, any operational issues around finance, administration and all, I'll get into that with the team, try to resolve it. So it's like working hand in hand, it's like no hierarchy, no, the whims and fancy, or no title stuff and all those things, I believe in that. I think you can accomplish a lot when you work hand in hand with your team.
Right. So from building a brand, into a global leader, say if we look at automation and AI today. So how do you maintain a balance between innovation and operational excellence? Because the environment is really fast paced today in technology, especially.
Yeah, you need to be really, see, if you are a product company or for even for that matter, you are a consulting company like the large system integrators or whatever it is, you need to be in tune with what the world is expecting from you. You need to be in tune with what your customers are expecting from you. Today, everybody talks about Gen AI, all those things.
Yeah.
And it is the future. Let me tell you, it is the future. Whatever we do, whatever software we use at home or in the office and all, you will fundamentally see there's an AI component in that, in some shape and form. I think I tell people, that learning is the key. If you really want to be in the game, learning is the key. You need to know what you need to learn at what time and what you need to incorporate in your day-to-day life, or whether you deal with software, in your software, and customers' expectations are also changing around that. At the end of the day, fundamentally, cost cut, cost savings. Everyone wants to work on the top line, bottom line, optimize it in the right way and all. So I think fast learning, fast-paced environment we are currently in, and you need to really run fast in this world in order to stay relevant. Let me tell you, you just need to run fast.
So today, if we look at, we have cloud, you have automation, you have AI. Where do you think, the next big thing is? What do you anticipate to be the next big opportunity in technology? And how should an organization prepare for it?
I think you took three words: cloud, AI, and automation. What I feel up until now, they all these three words, we're working largely in silos. Now I can see they all are coming together. All three words. I see if we can integrate them seamlessly in our business operations. Like your automation sits on your cloud, and then there's a large portion of your automation is governed by AI. If this can happen the right way, with respect to industry, with respect to vertical solutions, I think that's the future, which you will see that, which is pushing humans to, acquire higher skills and giving the AI, AI kind of bots to manage the general operations within enterprise, and I would say intelligent operations within enterprise. So we are heading towards intelligent bots which can even take decisions, like the way human take decisions. So we are moving towards that. If all three, I see the future as all three getting nicely integrated and delivering value to the world. That's the future.
Oh, okay.
I think you took three words: cloud, AI, and automation. What I feel up until now.
So, as a thought leader of technology, you frequently engage with industry bodies, with policymakers. So, how important do you think it is for a business leader to shape industry trends and contribute to policy discussions?
I think it's important, anything that is going to impact people on the ground, whether you talk about healthcare, whether you talk about any fintech initiative, whether you talk about any kind of governance. I think technology has to integrate with the local laws. Like we talk about several compliances, fintech compliances in India, for example, which is instigated by RBI, and which has to be complied with for any digital or any kind of solutions, which, like, we are very much concerned about our data, especially the financial data on the cloud, but there are governance policies around it. So I think it's a mutual coaching that has to happen between the two the two entities, like government in this case and the individuals who are trying to change it. This morning I was talking to a very young, bright founder from India, and he is trying to change the KYC and the AI part, around all the fintech in India. So he has almost 30 customers today, and this gentleman was based out of Delhi, and very good pedigree, Wharton, Harvard, and IIT Delhi pedigree and all. And he showed me, with just your mobile number, you enter on the app, it basically shows you all your history. So if you are applying for a loan, you get the first-hand information just with the, it is It is a pre-approval process. For example, one of the use cases he was telling me, and he is integrating all that with big banks like SBI, SDFC, ICICI, and all. So I think, but in the process, in order to do this app, he had to talk to many bodies in India, to get the data, like BBF organization, the CIBIL, and all those things. He was telling me all that. So he had to educate them a lot. Why is he seeking that? What the end purpose of this app? How is it going to help them instead? So he said it takes time, but it happens. But it needs a lot of coaching. A lot of like, this is how we are going to change the digital scene of fintech in India. But it's a mutual thing. It's a mutual thing. Some countries are like more advanced. They understand the benefits. The people are going to derive out of it. In some countries, you have to do more of work, in order to, kind of educate the policymakers or the, all these guys. That's what I would say. So it works hand in hand. But India has been very successful in that, especially on the fintech side. Very successful.
Okay, you mentioned coaching. So if I look at coaching an individual, how do you envision the balance between AI-driven solutions and the traditional human interaction of human coaching methods, And what do you see as the strengths and limitations of each approach?
I feel let's talk this way. You have a coaching led by AI, and you have a coaching led by somebody in person on all AI. I think the way AI can benefit here. So if you have 4 modules, which basically 2 of them are, I would call basic to, intermediate and all, and you have defined your participants criteria, the eligibility and all those things. So I think 1 and 2 is good to be done by the AI like bots or whatever instructor and all. I feel human touch, human feeling, human live, human doing trainings and all is still the need of the hour. You cannot 100% replace it. You can substitute a portion of that, in order to optimize your cost, in order to optimize the time and all. But eventually the complex training, the complex, coaching, it has to be done by the AI, because there are several, the attention that you derive if somebody is in the classroom, kind of talking to you in person versus somebody who is just, speaking and all, and you don't see the person. I think that some of these are human tendencies, So I think, and honestly, I don't feel that there's a 100% replacement for human skills. What AI is doing is that is pushing human to acquire more advanced skills, so that it can take care of the basics on the ground. I wouldn't say basics, even they can take care of it, advanced stuff as well. But humans in person are going to be for any work. In my opinion, whatever level of AI maturity we achieve in our day-to-day life, humans are going to stay. It's just that they have to elevate their skills.
So thank you so much, Manish, for sharing your incredible journey and insights with us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man.
So we hope our viewers have gained an invaluable perspective from this conversation, especially on the future of cloud, automation, and AI that Manish spoke of. So stay tuned for more stories from leaders like Manish Bharti, only on WeAce Spotlight. So until next time, stay inspired and keep leading the way. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you.